Well, it's more than just a Friday night filled with just high school hoops. Girls wrestling continues to gain popularity, and tonight a history-making event in Holmen, and that's where we found News 19's Dylan Saraki. And Dylan, tell us a little bit more.
Well, Scott, girls wrestling first became a WIAA sport last season, but tonight we had our first ever duel in the La Crosse area, and just the third duel in the state overall. It was Holmen hosting Eau Claire North. Starting at 165, Viking sophomore Lexi Meyer wrangles up Madison Myers and gets her down to the mat. She would win by pin to give Holmen the early lead. Then at 185, the Huskies get some points on the board. Cambry Locken gets Marcy Jacobson in the headlock and brings her down for the pin. Score tied after 2 weight classes. Moving on to the lightweights now, at 107, Holmen retakes the lead. Nora Lee gets the best of Tatum Carey, and it's another pin for the Vikings. And Holmen would take off from there. At 114, Addie Goodell gets hold of Grace First. 3 pins for Holmen in the first 4 matchups. The Vikings would go on to win, 45-18 the final score. Holmen head coach Carl DeLuca talked about what tonight's match means for the sport locally.
In Wisconsin, the girls' numbers doubled in the past year. And we've been to tournaments this year that the numbers tripled from last year at certain tournaments. So it's just exploding. They love being the front of it. One of them's like, hey, 50 years from now I can say I was part of the third one ever. Like 50 years when girls wrestling is just as big as the boys, or bigger maybe, they can be like, hey, I was one of the first ones. Yeah, they all love being trailblazers.
Scott, the WIAA Girls State Wrestling Tournament will be run at the same time as the boys. That's February 23rd through the 25th at the Kohl Center.